Jones wants Kim Kardashian to trash Trump, but she drops the hammer instead, by Carmen Sabia, Entertainment Politics for MadWorldNews.com. Kim Kardashian visited the president and asked him to commute the life sentence of a black woman, Alice Johnson, 63, who was serving a life sentence for the first offense of a non-violent drug crime. Days later, the president did just that, to the joy of Kardashian and others who have been calling for criminal justice reform. But CNN's Van Jones, who himself has been asking for criminal justice reform for a long time, interviewed Kardashian on Thursday and asked her if she felt that she was being used as a political pawn by the president. You see how they ask these questions? I think Kanye has already given him legitimacy, Kardashian said. Let's just take a listen instead of me repeating what she said. But here we go. I'm going to skip a little bit to the point.
Speaking out for the first time about her effort to secure the freedom of this woman, caught in what was obviously one of the great joyful moments of her life. Alice Marie Johnson rushing into the arms of loved ones freed yesterday after 21 years in federal prison, sentenced to life on drug charges. Kardashian West lobbied the president on Ms. Johnson's behalf, and yesterday he commuted her sentence, citing her good behavior and rehabilitation, none of which would be especially controversial, except that it's part of a series of pardons and proposed pardons by the president that is raising questions on a number of fronts, including just exactly how the president is using one of the few absolute powers the presidents share with kings. Current Time magazine cover story raising the specter of an imperial presidency, something we'll touch on later. First, though, the case of Alice Marie.
You see how they try to portray Trump? Do you see how they try to twist everything?
And Kim Kardashian West, who spoke exclusively late today with CNN's Van Jones. Van, you just finished an interview with Kim Kardashian West. What did she have to say?
Hey, listen, it was a phenomenal interview. She was super emotional about this victory. You know, she got this woman her freedom, and she was passionate about the cause. She made a little bit of news. She said Donald Trump called her directly, personally, on her cell phone, and then she got a chance to call Alice Johnson in prison and let her know that she was going to be coming home. And she also responded to a lot of the criticisms and skepticism. No good deed goes unpunished, but she had some good stuff to say for herself. The meeting with President Trump, now that's a whole other level.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, when I initially called Ivanka, I said I would love a meeting with your dad. I said that from the start. And then that took about 6 or 7 months to get. And so once we got our, the file really strong, we were able to plan a meeting. And there was the Prison Reform Summit that I know you were at. And so I was going to go to that. And my meeting was scheduled the day before that. And then things were changing, schedules were changing. And so they had rescheduled the meeting, and it happened to be on Alice's birthday. And that was the date they picked. And so I was like, okay, this is just all aligned. The stars are all in our favor today. I just feel that this is the right day to do it. And
so you go in.
We go in.
That's crazy. You got to know, for normal people, Kim Kardashian going into the Trump White House.
The West Wing.
The Oval Office.
Yeah. I have to say, I never get starstruck. I was starstruck over the Oval Office.
Yeah. President Trump actually called you.
Yes.
So you're sitting there, the phone rings, and what does it come up? It says Donald Trump, or what happened?
No, it says unknown. And so I remember I was on the phone with my husband, and I said, wait, babe, I got to call you back. And it was a secretary on the line that said she had the president on the phone. And I knew it had to be some news. Hopefully, I was always really hopeful. And I had been in communication with Jared, so I was feeling things were looking really positive. But that week after meeting, you're just literally on pins and needles waiting to hear what's going on. So, yeah, he called my cell phone.
And what did he say?
He said that he's really investigated this case and spoke to her warden, spoke to just everyone, and everyone had a unanimous, from the people that he reached out to, unanimous feeling of Alice, that she will live a great life, and she will, that she has done her time, has been such a model person in prison. She's never had any, like, infractions on, behavior or anything.
It's almost impossible in prison, by the way. So
yeah, I mean, and she became an ordained minister. She got so many degrees. She just, knowing that she's never going to get out, but she is still so amazing and is working on herself the whole time she's there. I think just he felt her heart, and he explained that to me, and I was just, I mean, when he said he has the papers in front of him and he's signing it, I just, like, my heart was so full.
I'm just going to throw them at you. You tell me who's right and who's wrong. Trump is using you as a political pawn. So now you're sort of, you've endorsed him in a way. You've kind of given him legitimacy. You might be in a campaign video.
Legitimacy? He's the president. What are you talking about, legitimacy?
Used you.
I think Kanye's already given him legitimacy, so I don't, in that way. So I was working on this before, so I don't, like, I don't think I would be used, and at the end of the day, he heard me out. We got the job done. So I don't think, like, what could he really use me for?
I wonder what does this say to you about how the president is making decisions about whom he pardons, who he doesn't?
Well, I think that he is taking a very unusual approach to pardons. President Obama pardoned, more than 1,000 people in similar situations.
Yeah, President Obama let all the terrorists out of jail. That's what President Obama did. I'm not going to listen to any more of that. Alice Johnson had applied to get her sentence commuted by President Barack Obama, but she was denied by President Barack Obama. No, let's let the terrorists from Gitmo out. Yeah, let's let them all out, but not her. Okay, so it took President Donald Trump, who Van Jones calls a racist, to get the job done. I mean, this is the way the media is sickening, and I get aggravated when I hear something like that, These people are a disgrace to this country, Really, these people are a disgrace. Van Jones and this idiot over there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.